to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. If this is your first time here, why don't you consider subscribing? We're going to do a little bit of a different video today. I'm talking about, not so much about color theory, we're going to get into that a little bit, but I wanted to show you guys how I go about picking colors for wreaths, from signs, and all that good stuff. I've had a couple of people ask me about this, and they're like, how do you do it? And I'm just like, I don't know, I just do it, but I'll show you guys how you do it if you've not have a background in any of this stuff. So this is Canva. If you type in Canva color wheel, this will pop up this web page. It is full of a lot of really basic, good information on color theory, on hues and shades and tones and complementary colors and schemes and analogous colors, everything you could want to know. It's more detailed than it needs to be for what we're going to do, but I just wanted to show you guys. I'm using my iPad for this. I'm going to use Procreate to show you picking colors because they have this basically the same thing inside of the app. You don't have to do that. You could just do this on your computer with a mouse. You know, it'll go around and it'll show you everything. But yeah, complementary, monochromatic, analogous, triadic, tetradic, primary, secondary, tertiary colors, shades, tints, and tones. We're not really going to have to get into all this, but if you want to learn more about color, this is like the most complete resource I've found on it. So I'm going to switch from here to Procreate, and I have some signs that I have opened from, what are we doing here? I have some signs that I have opened from the Reshop. These are just 3 random signs I picked. Oh, already have a brush on there. These are 3 random signs I picked, and I'm going to pick some colors out of these and show you my kind of thought process for this. So this is a Christmas sign. I don't know why it's not centered anymore, but that's fine. We don't need to see the whole sign. It's got a donut. It has like a aqua-y background. If I hold right here, it'll pop the color up, and we can look at it. So it's between the green and the blue, so like a cyan kind of, but it's a little desaturated because it's closer. The closer it gets to the middle, the more desaturated it is. Like if we move this in closer, you can see it gets grayer. So yeah, I'm going to hold down right here. And if I go to Harmony over here, this will show me the complementary color to that, which is going to be kind of a pink because the opposite of this color is pink, so it's going to be somewhere up in here. So I'm going to tap on that, pick that up, and just put a little bit of it right there. And I'm also going to go back and get the original background color and put it right there. So these two are complementary, contrasting. There's a slight difference between the two. You ideally want contrasting, but complementary works pretty much the same way. So we got that color. I'm going to come down here, and if I hold my finger over the sign, I'll get the red. I'm going to put a little smudge of that right here, come over here, and this is going to be the complementary color to that. Okay? And I think our third color that we would get, I filmed this video a couple times because I haven't filmed in a while, so I'm like, blah, 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 you know. I think I picked like the donut color last time, but I didn't want to pick that this time because I did not like the scheme I came up with. So, nope. I'm going to hold right here and try to get this pink, which is probably going to be very close to having that as a opposite color, right? Yeah, those are pretty much the same. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to a dark color here, just so I can cross some of these out. Alright, so these are our colors, our main colors in here. We have the background blue, the red from the letter, the pink from the donut is the same from the pink of the sign, and next to them are all their complementary colors. If we want the sign to pop out more, we would not use this color because this is our most prominent color, so we're going to get rid of that one. You're not going to find, like if you're like, okay, this kind of beigey, kind of mauve-y, kind of orangey color, if you go looking for that on Craft Outlet or a local place or the Reshop, wherever, you're not going to find that color. You have to think of this as, what is this color? And it's basically a dusty pink. So I would want this behind this sign. Let's see if I can just pick this up again. And to show you guys, let me bring this up. So we have this sign, say it's on a wreath, and we put this color behind it. Very sloppily, apparently. It's going to make the blue pop out more because this is a complementary color, the contrasting color. So I like that. So this would either be the mesh that you would use, or you could, I mean, you could use white mesh, you could use any kind of neutral color mesh, you could use a pink mesh that kind of matches like more of this pink, whatever you want. Right, I don't like to work with, if I have several wreaths that I've made that have just gone buck wild with the color, and when I look at them I'm like, oh god, there's no place to rest my eye because there is so much going on. So 5 is a bit much for me. If we pick this color, which I'm kinda okay with this, it's just this is not a very common color. This pink, however, it is. So let's say we're not going to use this one either. We're not going to use this one either. So that leaves us with this pink, this mint, this burgundy, kind of, this is really a pink burgundy, like it's a very, it's less purpley, like it's more red. And then this kind of jade color. So if we were to put this on, let's say we put it on a pink mesh, a mesh that's this color, and we could even put like a mesh that's this one and this one, and then accent with these two greens. I think that would be really pretty. We could do it on a white mesh and then add these two colors and one of these. I would think maybe the red, like the pink, the mint, and the red. This is going to be a hard color to find, but like these, I think those would work really good. Or this one was hard, y'all. It's still, like, I've been through this sign so many times, and I'm still like, I don't know what I would do. But if I was making this wreath, I would probably do a base of the pink, and because I want the sign to go over that. And even though there's pink in the border, like, the predominant color of the sign is this one over here. This one that we X'd out already. So pink mesh accentuated with this color ribbon, like a mint, sorry. And I might even come in here. Let me see if I can find one. I'm going over the sprinkles. My fingers on the, I'm like there we go. Come in with the purple. And you could also add, I mean, you could always add white to something. But I like this, 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 and this. This one, it would kind of go, it would be like a pop in the wreath, like you'd be like, why is that there? But it would make sense to your eye because it's complementing this color, but there's not a lot in here, so yeah. Alright. That's what I would probably do. These like pastel-y colors that are all kind of in here already. Because if you see, this is a blue, the pink is kind of in here as a complementary color, which that's what we did over there. So all these colors are kind of in here already, except for that green, which it's a variation on the green and the candy. So all right, I'm going to hide this one, and let's go to this sign, which this is kind of the same colors, but we're going to see what we can pull out of here. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Cancel. I'm always picking the wrong layer. Make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so I can put the colors over here. Alright, let's pick our colors. The color that I see them, I had trouble with this one too. I wanted to pick ones that weren't like so obvious. So I see a lot of this. Nope. I see a lot of this color, which is basically the one we already just had. It's just slightly greener. I'm going to come over here, pick out the complementary color, which is like a pinky purple. And I'm going to grab, there's 3 colors in these roses. There's the light, there's like a corally medium color, like you can see it here. There's a light one, a corally medium one, and then the dark one. I'm going to go for the medium one. even though there was the least amount of it. My fingers are like, you're too fat to be doing this. My fingers are too fat to be doing this. So if you see the top of that ring, like here's the light color, this is the medium, and then this is the dark, and then there's like an even darker one. But I'm gonna go with, where's the spot where I can actually see what I'm doing? I want like right here. And then the blue of the background. Wait, did I do that already? Where did this color come from? Yeah, I think I did that already. Yeah, okay, my bad, y'all. The other one is going to be the green and the leaves. And since these are all light, I'm going to pick the darker color from the green, which is like... No, I don't like that one. Let me try over here. Okay. No, I did not pick the right one. There we go. We're here. Oh no, it's right there. Okay. Okay, so just looking at this one, these are a lot of very muted colors. The mesh I would probably pick would be a natural. If I could get like this kind of greeny color, you might be able to get that. You could also do like the, I think it's like denim fabric mesh. They have a regular denim mesh, but it's like the value mesh, and it's a weird color and it's very thin, but if you layer that with something, you might be able to use that. So let me grab a black again, just so we can, that's not black, but it'll work. See what we're gonna get rid of here. So this is our background color, right? This is our complementary color. So let's do the same thing. Let's get rid of that one. This one I don't think we're going to find, but this is close enough to like a natural mesh where you could use that. And I like the blue with that because that blue is not anywhere in here, so putting it in there would give you interest, right? This one is kind of close to that. These two are kind of close, and these two are kind of close. So I'd probably keep the purple, use this as like a natural mesh, or a ribbon that has a natural background to it with like pink and purple and blue florals on top of it. Something to go with this, or a pattern, something like that. And I like this. I think this would be really nice if you used this sign, natural mesh, a denim ribbon, and then picked out some of these colors. Probably not this one, I'm going to say, because we already have a blue. So we have a pink, a dusty purple, natural mesh, and like a denim blue. I would not go like royal or navy. I would have to make sure that it was blue, but let me see where this shows up on the color wheel over here. Yeah, see, it's pretty close to this. It's pretty close. Like all your outer colors over here are going to be like your most saturated ones. Like if I come over here, like that's a really deep blue. But over here is where we're at. So it's closer to this side, so it's lighter, and it's down a little bit, so it's slightly desaturated. So I think that would be, I'm gonna have to order the sign to make this wreath. I like that. Put a bunch of florals in it, you're done. All right. This is the easiest one we're gonna do probably, because it's got a lot of colors in it. This is I think this is a tin sign. Yeah, it's metal. So when you look at this, we're all gonna see something different. I see the tail as the predominant color because we have this tealy color here, it's over here, it's kind of here, it's a little bit in the chest, it's just the darker shade of it. So I'm going to make my brush a little bit bigger, make sure I'm on the right layer, and I'm going to select somewhere up in here. Now I don't want this light color that's running through there, I want the medium tone, which is this one. Alright, and before we go and pick our contrasting colors, I'm going to pick out, I see a lot of orange, because there's orange in this section, there's orange right here, the feet are orange, and there's a little orange right there. So I am probably going to come down to the feet just because that'll be either there or like here. I like that one. Alright, so I'm going to put this one right here. And then the color I see the least of is the comb up here. I'm trying to make sure I have enough room to put the other swatches on there. Alright, so if we come here, back to Harmony, this is going to be a bright teal color, which, can we see right here? See if I go over the light parts in this tail. This is the color from the tail, right here. This is the blue. See, it barely moved. It went up a little bit, so it's a little more saturated. But so that color's already in there, which, you know. Alright, this is the orange. The contrasting color to this one is this blue, which is kind of a combination. Those two make that one, right? And then this one is going to be kind of a, it'll be like a muddy red, probably. Yeah, muddy, darker red. Alright, so, where are we going to go from here? I'm going to switch back to black, first of all. I'm going to lower my brush size so we can get rid of some stuff. This one's kind of difficult. Not as like, I feel like the more colors something has, like the easier it is to just pick out a couple from it, but when you have a sign that only has 4 colors in it, it's harder, obviously. I would like, this is like one of my favorite colors right here, this kind of deep blue-green, dark. We're going to get rid of that one. If we made a wreath in this color and put this rooster, I keep calling it chicken, this rooster on top of it, it's going to be, this is very dark, but you could definitely, this is like the burgundy mesh, you could get that. If you could find like a burgundy and natural mesh, that would be perfect for a background. And you don't always have to use this one as a background, it's just we have the most of this color that we've already gotten rid of. So when we put this on top of it, again, let me try to, how big is my brush going to be? Too small. If we come around here, see, it's going to make everything, it's going to make the bird pop out a little bit more. The bird. It's rooster chicken, whatever this is. Okay, so, yeah, that's why I'm more inclined to put, oh no, we're getting rid of that one. To put the burgundy as the background. Alright, and then we have, so say, yes, this one's in. I want to make sure, because we got rid of this color, that this is basically a lighter version of this. I want to make sure that this one comes in, which means we don't really need this one, since we don't need another blue, right? So we get the teal, we get the burgundy, we'll get rid of this kind of weird color. This would be rust, and this one would be, red is hard. Like what was I looking? I was at Goodwill this morning. I was looking for some stuff to make ornaments with, and I was at the section where they had a bunch of red blouses. And when you see something like that and you see them all next to each other, you're like, okay, these are all red. Like if somebody said you need to wear a red shirt to a party, any one of these would do. But one of them's more yellow, and one of them's more blue, and one of them's too desaturated, and one of them's too, like I was looking for Valentine's Day red, like primary heart red. And this one's kind of more on the orangey side. So going to a place like Goodwill, if you have trouble with colors, is like very beneficial for you, because you can look at them and be like, okay, if you can identify what kind of red or what kind of blue, like you could have a greeny blue or a purpley blue, you know, anything that's next to it on the color wheel is probably going to show up in shirts that are definitely blue, but they're purple blue, or they're green blue, or they're light blue, or they're darker blue, or they're really saturated blues, or they're like slate blues that are desaturated. So I would probably go this, this, and very small bits of this. So most of this, this, and then a little bit of this, and a little bit of this. If I had to pick, I would probably do the burgundy and natural mesh, because I just think a full burgundy mesh wreath with this on top is going to be a bit much. Like this is gonna stand out too much. And you'll know I rarely just make a wreath that has one mesh in it, just because I find it a little boring. And then your bow would be, your ribbons, not necessarily your bow, would be these colors with a neutral, or, you know, something like buffalo check. That I find black and white buffalo check is neutral. You could even do black and red, because we have the red right here. And the teal, you would put that in the bow or the tails, whatever. And the embellishments, if you could find florals that were this kind of rusty orange or this burgundy. I wouldn't put the burgundy floral on top of the burgundy mesh, but you could do red too. Yeah, and if you wanted to bring in something else, I would probably pick from one of these colors. Like if you wanted to bring in, like, oh, I need more color than that, you could definitely bring in the darker of the teal. And I love this color so much, but I would probably not use that just because it's in this line so much. So yeah, that is just, that is how I would do things. That's how I do things. I don't sit down and do this, because I can look and say, okay, there's a lot of this. I need the opposite of that. And I've been doing this long enough, and I've been involved in so many different forms of art that require you to kind of know color theory, that I can just kind of pick it off the top of my head. And I think most people are like that. Like, you know, the opposite of red is green. You know, it might not be this green. You might think red and green, like contrasting colors for Christmas. Red and green, yellow and purple, or yellow and blue, or blue and orange, or blue and yellow. Yeah, so if you go through the Canva and just kind of familiarize yourself, like you can just get on here and play with this, like, oh, say here's red, and this is complementary, like they don't have a contrasting color in here, no. But if you come around and you're like, oh, okay, well, like purple and green, like we use that for Halloween all the time. Orange and blue, I find complementary colors and contrasting colors, like you'll find them a lot in sports teams. Like this is the Maybelline Great Lash. This is basically Pepsi, if you were to shift it one way or the other. I'm pretty sure that's a sports team. Is that the Lakers? Purple and green. Again, Halloween. Miami? Orange? Y'all know that this I've gone off the deep end if I'm trying to reference sports stuff to y'all. But yeah, this is very cool to play with, and you can also switch it to monochromatic, which I wish they would show you 3 of these. But like this is just saying, okay, well here's a shade, here's a green, one lighter, one darker. And I guess is going to be, they're always going to be kind of in the same arc around here. Like if you put them in the middle, they're really close together, but as you pull them out, they're still in the same arc. You push them in, they're still in the same arc, they're just closer together. I like this a lot, because if you get to like this color, like in between, like if you just get to red, you're going to get 3 kind of shades of red. Like see, these are both kind of green, but if you come over to the green, then you have the teal, the blue, and the green. Or let's move this over a little bit. The blue, the purple, the blue. Move it over to the purple, and you get the purple, the pink, the blue. Triadic is going to be your pretty much equidistance in an equilateral triangle around here. So wherever you move this, you're always going to have an equilateral triangle. I like this, but see, this is going to show you all your like primary colors over here, except for green, which sometimes is a primary color depending on which color scheme you follow. Not getting into that, not important. So like here, these all go together like as a tropical wreath. This is basically the colors from my sugar skull wreath from Halloween. This is like very tropical, you see that. Again, basically monochromatic, primary, different shades of primary. I find that these colors along the outside, like these colors that are like the pure form or the pure hue of the color, that tend to be a little garish and juvenile. So I'm usually like in this area because like, oh, I don't like these primary colors, but if I come down, I like that better, you know? I don't like this, but I like this. I don't like this, but I like that. And then tetradic is, excuse me, they're going to form a square no matter where you put them. And this is a lot of colors. Like, they go together, but it's a lot. And I still like them better. I like everything better desaturated. But you might like, I mean, if you like the bright colors, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it reads more juvenile. And I don't mean that like immature or like for kids. It's just, these are the colors you see associated with kids' rooms and kids' toys. Like this outside, especially when you get to the trad, like the primary colors. Like that's very painting the kids' room, going to daycare, stuff like that. So yeah, check this out. I'm going to link it down below. This is fun just to play with. First video I filmed this, it was like 2 hours long because I was just like, I like these, I like these, I like that, and I would come over here and I would pick this one and say, okay, well that's monochromatic, and then what's the analogous color? Come over here and I like these kind of berry color. It was a whole thing. It was a long video. I'm not going to subject you to it, so this is probably a long video as well, but I'll link this down below if you want to use it. Very cool. Yeah, and just look at your signs and do exactly what we just did. And I think you always come up with palettes that are pleasing to the eye and that make sense. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to go eat something because I'm hungry. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.